In today's video, we're taking a look here at the upcoming pattern where we do have a lot of summertime thunderstorms, which is going to bring about widespread areas of isolated and scattered about thunderstorms, as well as still some severe weather that is on the way. We do have temperature fluctuations as well. We've mentioned this in previous videos, but I am here to say models are trending warmer in the long range. They really are coming together on some sort of consensus that we might be heading into a hot pattern later on over the next 10 to 15 days. So let's just dive into things. We will get into those temperatures in just a little bit. And as we can see, well, let's go ahead and just move towards tomorrow from the time I'm making this video. Tuesday on June 4th, a month away from 4th of July, actually, which is just insane to think about. And we can see those kind of widespread summertime thunderstorms that I was discussing. You can see that a good chunk, I would say over a third of the nation, has a chance at least at thunderstorm activity. And this is what you can expect for a majority of the summertime, as these become a lot more unpredictable and you're left with kind of a 40 to 50% chance of seeing rainfall during the day. That is the type of days that we have ahead of us. The highest chance is going to be here in the upper Midwest, throughout the deep South, and even portions of the Midwest, kind of like lower Midwest and Ohio Valley here, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky there. We could see that there is a bit of a ridge building in for the west. Things are a bit drier, a bit warmer as well out here in the southwest. We do have some storms moving over top of this area. We see a third one there. So they're kind of moving in this fashion around this ridge underneath, which is pretty classic stuff. What isn't classic and what is actually pretty abnormal is the strength of a lot of these lows. We have a 998 over the upper Midwest. This is actually the weakest one out of the three. 988 there over Saskatchewan there. 993 here over British Columbia. So very strong low pressure systems moving through the North America areas in general. And for this time of year, that is pretty strong to say the least. By Wednesday afternoon here on June 5th, we're still left with some relatively strong lows. 988 now here over South Central Canada. 994 here to the north of the Great Lakes. And then we have a couple of, 1003, 1004, 1003. And this really just leads me to believe that we're going to have broad low pressure around for the eastern regions of North America, both for Canada and the United States. And because of this, we're left with very large areas of potential thunderstorms here, as you can see. From the deep south central states, Florida, up through the northeast, back through the Great Lakes, and even well up into Canada. We're looking at showers and thunderstorms for many different areas, obviously with that type of a pattern. By Thursday on the 6th, we dry up a little bit. There's still very large areas seeing some thunderstorms, including, again, the Great Lakes, Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, back down through the deeper South Central states. So it's kind of horseshoeing here, this pocket of potential thunderstorms and overall just showery activity. Friday on the 7th, again, things are slowing down even more, but still seeing many different states seeing these thunderstorms, as we do have a 997 here north of the Great Lakes. Seeing some thunderstorms here, especially in the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast, but really all of these eastern areas in general. Saturday here on June 8th, we see some showers and thunderstorms here across the Southwest, Four Corner states, and even the Southern Plains. Mostly showers, maybe some thunderstorms in there, I would expect. And then again, the upper Midwest, Great Lakes, Northeast is your bullseye for thunderstorm activity by the time we reach this Saturday on June 8th. Sunday here on June 9th, what we end up seeing is, again, kind of your middle Midwest and Plains areas here up through the Northeast as well. So up into the Northeast, Ohio Valley here, and then even for areas around the Four Corner states and surrounding states. Some showers and thunderstorms are present, but again, a little bit less active than we were seeing for this upcoming week. By Monday the 10th, things are coming together, however. 999 there over Colorado is helping a lot, and overall broad low pressure. We see basically from the northern Rockies, Plains, lower Midwest there into some of the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. We are seeing some thunderstorms there for Monday, June 10th. Here is Tuesday, June 11th. This is when things get really active. We have a 993 over Indiana, which again is extremely strong for this time of year. A dragging cold front underneath that, and a warm front out ahead of it. So this is the first little sign at an East Coast heat wave potentially Because of the frontal boundaries at play here, we see a surge of Gulf air up the East Coast. This would bring about huge amounts of very high temperatures and large amounts of humidity into these eastern regions of the United States. And really the only thing here is how long will it last? It's a big question. Underneath, we would be seeing the potential for severe weather, especially again south of that low. So for states like Missouri, Southern Illinois, Southern Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and Georgia here, maybe even Oklahoma. So many different states underneath there. Honestly, thunderstorms and severe weather could happen anywhere in here, but south of the low is going to be the highest chance. Wednesday here on June 12th, we see that cold front is approaching the East Coast, so likely this would not be an official heat wave because it's just not going to last long enough. But those temperatures should be well into the 90s for the kind of Monday through Wednesday time frame. That'll be the 10th through the 12th. We do see the dragging cold front now reaching kind of the eastern seaboard. So again, strong chance of thunderstorms and severe weather underneath here, especially when you take into account this very dramatic air mass of cold air that's moving in behind it. With the warm air surging up the East Coast, you're going to see a dramatic temperature shift here and an explosion of warmth out west. Positive PNA is a strong factor out there that is allowing for this cold air to dive in behind this cold front. So we'll take a look at all of that in a minute. And for Thursday on the 13th, we do see activity continuing for the southeast. So more activity on the way here later on. Here is the overall precipitation pattern. We do see quite a bit throughout the Cascades and then for the Rockies here. But the real area of activity is going to be this red pocket here, which as you can see is set up kind of for the deeper south central states, the Gulf states, up through some of the plains in Midwest, Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, and then interior Mid-Atlantic and interior Northeast, kind of dodging this East Coast area once again, which we've seen a lot of this spring. So still this model is indicating that more inland areas will be seeing more precipitation and more activity overall than their kind of coastal counterparts. Only time will tell if that ends up being accurate or not. Still some snowfall expected for those Cascades and those Rockies, so we're still going to have to continue to track this moving forward. A few inches in both mountain ranges is on the cards potentially over the next 10 days still. Temperature pattern, let's just dive through it. We do see some warmer temperatures that have been here overhead. We do see colder temperatures, though, moving in the long range, especially from kind of the 8th onward. We see more of a chance at cold than anything. But it's kind of this 10th, 11th, 12th time frame when we see this potential heat wave along the East Coast that we were talking about. So this kind of wave of warmth moving up from the Gulf. I think this is underdoing it in my opinion, with cold air kind of moving down as we have this positive PNA building out west. Definitely an interesting pattern. In the long range, though, we do see this model trend at colder temperatures building in for the west. This is around the 18th time frame. So a negative PNA. And then we see a lot of warmth trying to surge in for the central and eastern states here as a result of this. So this is definitely a sign at more warm and hot weather later on. Here's the Storm Prediction Center outlook here for day one, which is today from the time I'm making this video on June 3rd. We have a general thunderstorm risk there in the lighter greens. The darker greens there will be a level 1 marginal risk area. And then the yellows will be a level 2 slight risk where we expect scattered about severe weather to occur. For day 2, which will be tomorrow from the time I'm making this video, so Tuesday, June 4th, we see a general thunderstorm risk in the lighter green, a marginal risk there in the darker green, and then a slight risk there in the yellow once again. And for day 3, we only have a general thunderstorm risk for Wednesday on June 5th. And again, that's going to be those lighter green areas. You're still going to want to heed every watch, warning, and advisory as they do sometimes get these a little bit off. So definitely still pay attention as dangerous weather can happen in any thunderstorm. That's what I always say. Anyway, be sure to subscribe as we do upload every single day. You can even hit the bell icon for daily notifications when we upload so you never miss one. Be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it. Leave a comment down below and I'll see you guys in the next video.